Friends, in this lecture we'll learn to find out the frequency count. Frequency count is basically the number of data that belongs to a particular class interval, and that tells us which class interval is having the influence over the available data set. First we have to find out the upper bound of the available data set. We'll write down 10 here and select all the cells and press Control E, that is for flash fill. After that we'll find out the lower bound. We'll write 1 here, select all these cells and press Control E. Now in this way we found out our lower bound and upper bound. Now we have to find out the numbers between the lower bound and upper bound, that is a class interval. For that we'll write down equal to, and we'll write count if s bracket open. Let us click on this fx to understand this function. Count if x criteria range 1. Our first criteria is that this is our range. We'll select our range because we have to count out the numbers from here which belong to this class interval. Then our criteria is that this range should be greater than or equal to b9, that is 1. Then we'll find out our criteria range 2, and this is our criteria range. We'll select criteria range 2 again, and our criteria this time will be less than and equal to 10, that is C9. In this manner we'll find out criteria. There is one issue. The issue is that you see here it is write down greater than equal to B9 and both in inverted commas. When we write this in inverted commas, then B9 will not act as a cell address, it acts as a data, and the function will not work, right? So is it greater than or equal to B9? It is a data, not the cell address. So convert this B9 to cell address. What we have to do is we have to remove this B9 from the inverted commas. We have to put a ampersand sign just outside the inverted comma, and now we have to write down B9. Now in this way B9 is acting as a cell address. Similarly we have to do with C9. We have to write down ampersand C9. Now you see we can see our answer 3 here, it is coming up, and we can say OK. Now our first bin value is available with us. We'll drag it down and see if we are getting the rest of the answers. When we drag it down, we are getting the answers, but you see in the last range it is giving us 0, whereas we are having numbers in the last range also, like it is here 57 is there. This 57 that belongs to the last range but is showing 0. The issue is that in the first case when we write our formula in A2 to F9, we have to make it absolute reference. So press key F4 for all these addresses, A2 to F6, A2 to F6. We have to make them absolute reference so that when we drag it down it will not work like a relative reference, it will work like an absolute reference. And then we press enter, and now we have to drag it down. When we drag it down we'll get the correct answer. The method that we have seen, a little longer method. Let us find another method by using the function frequency. For this function frequency we have to bin our data. Binning means, again we'll write down 10 here, select all the data set and press Control E. When we press Control E we get the data set of like 10, 20, 30. These are the bin boundaries, extend boundaries, or let us say extreme boundaries. Now we have to find out our frequency count. For that we have to select all these cells and we have to write down equal to frequency frequency bracket open. There are two arguments of the frequency. First is the data array and second is the bin array. So first we have to select our data array. Let us select our data array. This is our data array. We select the data array and then put a comma, and then we select our bin array and then bracket close, and we have to press Control Shift Enter because this is a array function working on a multiple cells together. We have to press Control Shift Enter. As we press Control Shift Enter we get our required answer, and you see this answer matches with the previous answer of the frequency count.